Okay, guys, we are live. Today we're going to be doing some past papers for paper 1 of English language, and that is because my exam is actually tomorrow, so we need to sort of lock in here and get as much past papers as we can done. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments and the chat, and yeah, let's get right into it. We're using Papa Cambridge as the website to get our past papers here from. Excuse the ads on it. I don't have an ad blocker, unfortunately, but yeah, we'll go to our first past paper. This one, if you want to do this past paper with me, you can sort of get it. I'll just make sure it fits the screen, actually, because it kind of is like hard to maneuver this around. I got an idea, actually. I'll go to transform here, left, up, 300. 400 actually. 50. There we go. Then we can zoom in a little bit on this thing, so much more visible. There we go. And sorry to hear about that, DInoDoomz. Hopefully you can tune in next time. But thank you for the good luck as well. And if you have exams, obviously good luck to you too. And hi, Emerson Mogul. Welcome to the stream. I'll just quickly alter this as well because I've got some space here. Maybe 475. There we go. Okay, so let's start. So this past paper here is the 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes for the exam time in total, and it's May-June 2022. So if you guys want to follow along, yeah, that's the paper. Content's been removed for this one, but unfortunately we're actually doing question 1A, so we don't really need the content, so fortunately, not unfortunately. And shrugging in the comments there, boy. Thanks for joining the stream. So let's write down 1A. Read the following text, which is an extract from an academic book about the people and culture of a region in the Arctic known as the High North. Now, we don't have the text, but we can still do part A. You've been asked to write an advertisement which will be published in a brochure promoting tourism in the Arctic. Write the text of the advertisement. Use 150 to 200 words. So one thing about the advertisement, obviously, when we're writing a plan here, we want and I'll actually maybe do this on this sort of page here so you guys can see the plan. So what we want for an advertisement is we want it's the call to action. And one thing about the call to action is you sort of need it to use some sort of catchy phrase, something that can be remembered, and I like to use alliteration for that. It's a very helpful sort of way to get the call to action sort of notable and remembered. The next sort of thing that we need for an advertisement is direct address, because we want to directly address the reader who is reading us. And we'll use pronouns you and we, because we is sort of saying like a unified body. We can provide you something, or we as a group can do this together, or something like that. The next thing we want is we want lots of imagery. You need O-level. Sorry, man, I'm only doing A-level here because my exam's actually tomorrow, so I have to sort of lock in here and do the A-level. Good luck on the O-level, though. Hopefully you can find some information on this helpful. So imagery sort of helps for description, so it's descriptive imagery. Yes, I remember you from the last stream, Znai Technology. Welcome back. So descriptive imagery sort of helps advertise what we're actually talking about. So say we're talking about the Arctic here, we want to use stuff like it's cold, but then we can sort of contrast that. So we want some contrast. So the cold of the Arctic can be contrasted with a warm fireplace, for example, or whatever we're advertising here, our warm trip, warm togetherness. So we got a couple of points here. We can add obviously some other techniques. One thing is that we don't want to go over 200 words, so it has to be less than 200 words or equal to. And then, let's just correct this. And then the final thing we also want is short sentences. We don't want to be too descriptive or droning. And if you don't know what droning is, it basically means continually waffling about just descriptive stuff, or about saying, yeah, you should try this, and keep waffling about it. You just want short, straight to the point, concise. That's another good word here. Concise is sort of the primary thing you want, and obviously the call to action at the end. The advert also needs a catchy title or header. So when you're doing the advert, make sure that your advert has a memorable title, memorable header that is going to be sort of memorable to the examiner, especially when they're reading thousands of these submissions for the exam. So they want something that they can identify yours as unique compared to other people's. And yes, this is preparation for my English exam tomorrow. It's paper 1 of the Cambridge A-level assessment. And thanks for the hearts, Kanika, much appreciated. So we'll start with writing. So based off our sort of points here, we'll start with our catchy header. So we're advertising a advert for the Arctic, tourism in the Arctic. So we're going to say something like perilous penguin, and then maybe a describing word that starts with P. Let me just have a think. Prosperity, I guess. There's obviously better. This is just off the top of my head, so we can come up with quite a few. I know the penguins aren't in the Arctic, but penguins are associated with the cold. Another one is a prosperous polar. Prosperous polar. Anyone who has any ideas as well, just let me know in the chat, and I'll use some of your ideas in my examples. Prosperous polar. I guess we can just do prosperous polar adventure for now, just to not linger on the title. If you can't think of anything, that sort of, you can do rule of 3, obviously. That's another good way to sort of get a catchy title and call to action. However, if you can't think of that, don't linger too long, because you don't want to waste time on this 10-mark question. It's 10 marks in the end, and you're not going to be really trying to impress the examiner too much with your knowledge here. More so on the part B is where you're sort of impressing the examiner. So we got our title, Prosperous Polar Adventure. Direct address we're going to be using, and imagery to sort of create the scene. So we'll start with a rhetorical question. Have you ever thought what it's like to live like a penguin? Or actually polar bear, because we want to be factually accurate here. Polar bear. Okay, so we're using a rhetorical question along with a simile. Can you make a video related to English speaking, or can you start a free speaking English course? Yeah, sure. In the future, once I get through my exams, yeah, that might be something that I can do for you. No problem. That will definitely be something that I'll watch out for then. So, have you ever thought of what it's like to live like a polar bear? Well, we have you covered. Obviously, in the exam, I'm going to be thinking much more rapidly, so here I'm taking some time on this, and obviously under pressure here on the stream with you guys, so I really want to mess up with some bad sort of advert knowledge. But here, right on here, so you guys can see what it's like to live like a polar bear. Well, starting today, we offer you an experience in which is available nowhere else. I recommend here as well, so when you're when you're saying, well, starting today, this is sort of making immediacy. We want some immediacy with our advert. We want people to sort of think that this is a limited time offer. That's something that adverts actually use. If you look at any advert today, it's always going to be some sort of immediacy, like buy now, 20% discount, something like that. So you really want that immediacy in here. We offer you an experience which is available nowhere else. Obviously, another sort of thing, limiting factor. That's pretty important for an ad. So we can actually write these 2 points in here. Immediacy plus a limiting factor. All key points here. Well, starting today, we offer you an experience which is available nowhere else. Polar bear trekking or something like that. Polar bear trekking. Or actually, better idea. Tundra trekking. We got some alliteration in there. And that's the name of our sort of advert experience that we're doing. Tundra trekking. Experience the vast valleys of the northern Arctic. This can be a new line as well, keeping to the short paragraphs, short sentences. Experience the vast valleys of the northern Arctic, from the snow foxes. I know some animals in the Arctic, guys, so I'm just going to be listing some random stuff here. From some snow foxes to bushy beavers. The vast valleys in northern Arctic, from the snow foxes to the bushy beavers. We have you covered with everything. No, that doesn't sound too good. Experience the vast valleys in northern Arctic from snow. I don't like this. Hi Terabyte, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you back. Experience the vast valleys of the northern Arctic from the tall peak of Point. This is a good idea to also use some named information. I recommend 2 named locations in here just to sort of provide some credibility in your piece. Point Louis. Let's just make up some stuff here. Experience vast valleys in northern Arctic from the tall peak of Point Louis to the shallow creek of North Dresdel, of North Dresdel. The frostbite will never harm you when you're covered by us. Nice. Experience we start with experience. Don't try and start your paragraphs with the same thing multiple times, so you want different stuff. Experience the vast valleys, so we're going to start with instead. Let's think of some starters. From a cozy campfire. From cozy campfire sing-alongs with your peers to winter lodging. This kit, the Dortmund, I think this is the 2020 kit, if I'm not mistaken. I got this one from like a mystery shirt box, so yeah, I do recommend Dortmund's kits. Are pretty like nice to wear. It's one of my casual wears I use, especially for going out to like the mall and that sort of thing. From cozy campfire sing-alongs with your peers to winter lodging in the depths of evergreen forests. Don't miss out on this experience of a lifetime. Then what we also want to sort of incorporate here as well is, oh, this is sort of here off screen. So I'll get this sort of text back on screen, guys. Just one sec. Yeah, this one. Here, just go 200. Okay, and then this one's up 200 here, 300. There we go. Okay. So we go here. So we want some credibility, obviously, from a source. So we're going to add in some random speaker. It can be someone from your company that you're making or anything else like that. So we can say, I've been Arctic trekking, I think tundra trekking every year now. And it's a different experience every single time. It's just something that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. Looks similar to Milan explosives. Go with the England kit tomorrow. You'll be nailing it. Okay, yeah. I'll go with the England kit to the English exam. That's exactly what's the play there. So we got our introduction here. We actually forgot our sort of header, so we're going to put that in right now. So we'll go tundra trekking. Now available. I think I spelled that correct. Available. Tundra trekking. I mean, tundra trekking every year now. It's a different experience every single time. It's just something you cannot find anywhere else. Stuart, Leeway, Male Adventurer, 36. The experience. Let's find a synonym for experience, to be honest, because if we just quickly use the side thing, I know you guys can't see it on the screen, but it just shows the synonyms here. The advent isn't just limited to the youth. As Stuart defines, it's something which all ages can experience and a beneficial one too. Okay. Just make sure we don't go over the 200 limit. Yeah, let's just quickly check out our word count. And it's 140. I recommend going between 150 and 200. I don't recommend spending too much time on this question because this is not where you're getting your marks from. Obviously, the marks are coming from Part B here. The marks of Part A are only 10 marks. I can't see because the format of this sort of PDF is a little bit different, but trust me, A is 10 marks and B is 15 marks. So we're not going to be spending too much time on Part A, obviously. So to me, this is a good Part A. I feel like we did do a pretty good advert. We just need the call of action at the end. What are you waiting for? Try tundra trekking today. And we got a 4 alliteration streak, which is good. Try tundra trekking today. Sort of memorable as well. And it's going to allow you to sort of end off your advertisement with a pretty strong call to action here. Obviously, this isn't as good as I can write. I'll actually get up some other examples that I've done before in the past. So I think they're pretty good. English, let's go here and get some examples. Okay, English one. I think this one's good. Yeah, this one's good. So we'll put this into the thing here. Here we go. So for this one, I'll just close it on the other tab. If I go like this, there. I think it's pretty visible for you guys. Let me know if it's not that visible. So I'll read it out to you guys. Have a smell of wistery. We can all agree nothing quite beats the soft scent of silky smooth buttercup flowers on a sunny day. Smell is love, smell is life. But what happens if you could smell into the past? Starting now, the Sense of Smell exhibition in Prado, Madrid, lets you breathe the very essence of history by offering a unique, dazzling aroma experience which transcends time. Experience over 10-century-old fragrances in under 45 minutes with Puig, while your eyes feast on the delicious artwork by world-renowned artist Jean Bruegel the Elder, containing over 80 different plants and flower species. I've tried it once and now I can't look at smell the same again. Experience Whifstery, 45-minute trip with world-renowned tour guide, including meeting our head of staff, Alejandro Vergara, of Flemish Painting at Prado, and Gregoria Solo Peak Perfumes, 5 handcrafted authentic paintings, 10 ancient fragrances from jasmine to rose to fig tree to orange blossom. So what are you waiting for? Give your nostrils a chance to experience history now before it's too late. Let's break this down here. So at this part here, we got our sort of introduction to the advert. We'll put this in orange here. So this is our intro. It's sort of helping us define the perimeters of what our advert's going to be talking about. So here our perimeters is smelling into the past. Nice rhetorical question that we're going to answer ourselves. Get that in there. It's also a nice sort of, you know how on YouTube you have the clickbait titles or whatever, trying to get you to get encapsulated into the story and actually sort of feel the story. This is sort of like a clickbait title. Like if I wrote on my YouTube video, for example, what happens if you could smell into the past? You're going to be clicking on that because it's like, well, I don't know what happens if you smell in the past. It's like the strangest thing I've heard. So yeah, this is like the clickbait title here. Then here, starting now the Sense of Smell exhibition Prado. So we've instantly got a little bit of immediacy. So we want to showcase that this is happening now. Let's just get that in the right color. This is happening right now. And you're going to miss it if you don't come right now to experience this. We got some imagery here, 10th century old fragrances. I'll put those in bold. And we also got transcends time, which is a nice sort of imagery here. For under 45 minutes, this here is showcasing that our thing that we're advertising isn't long. We're not going to be dwelling on certain different things, and that the user who's going to be using our product is going to be able to sort of experience this in a limited time. And it allows them to sort of plan out their day, because if they're reading this advert, they're going to be wondering extra questions that aren't going to be answered in the advert, obviously. But here we've actually answered some of these questions, like how long the experience is, and that just allows the ease of the user to sort of plan out their activities for the day in Madrid. And then we've got with Puig, so we actually have a couple of named people here. This gives some credibility to the story here, the advert. So we'll get all of these named people sort of highlighted, because this sort of highlights here just how credible we are. We're credible by having some named sort of information in here. And this is obviously from the extract, so you got in part B where you have to compare the extract and your piece. You read the extract first, obviously, before doing your piece, because you can incorporate their information into your thing. Here we got some numbers. Always good to do numbers. So if we do 45-minute trip, 5 handcrafted authentic paintings, 10 ancient fragrances. And that right there shows that they're all like rounded numbers, they're all bold, and they enable you to sort of remember that sort of thing, especially as bullet points too. And I recommend doing 3 bullet points max in your adverts or your leaflets. Average 60 some words in the comment section. No, I've not restricted any words. I don't know what might be happening there. Let me see. Like, there should be nothing that's restricted. So if there is, it's... let me check. Yeah, nothing's restricted. The only thing that's restricted is like offensive words, which obviously are restricted on most channels. Yeah, nothing's restricted here. Don't know what that's about. Anyway, so then at the bottom here we have obviously our call for action. Oh, yeah, that's under the default restriction list for YouTube, so let me see. I can remove that, no problem. It wasn't restricted in another advert though, so... I mean, not advert, I'm getting muddled with my words. Let me fix that for you guys. There. Yeah, don't know why that's in the default restriction list. There, it's fixed. You can type whatever you want now. I only add it for like super offensive words. I don't want people like writing super offensive stuff in here. So here is the end part here, which is the call to action. And we also have a rhetorical question. This is sort of helping the reader sort of jump right into the immediacy. Once again, immediacy, rhetorical questions are sort of the main focus for an advert. You want to sort of make the reader in the moment, if you get what I'm saying. So we got our bullet points too. This. So yeah, it's just about having your sort of descriptive paragraph, introduction, 3 bullet points, and then call to action. So it's pretty simple for an advert. Hopefully you do get one in the exam, because I feel like they're the easiest ones to write, especially for comparisons as well. And here is my comparison between the piece and the advert. And we'll be actually focusing on the difference between a comparison introduction and a question 2 introduction, because they are quite different. So let me get this one, and I'll get the other introduction. I'll put them on separate pages. So here, and then here. I think I covered this question 2 in my previous live stream yesterday. Okay, yeah, good luck with the biology, and thanks for the good luck for me. Much appreciated, and thanks for tuning in too. So the difference here between this introduction and this introduction is, so with this one, we got this statement here, and I recommend you start off with this statement. My advertisement contrasts greatly with the blah, blah, blah. So if we break this down, my blah, blah, blah contrasts with the text, okay? Then we'll break it down line by line, in fact, for you guys here. So while both explore the concept of something, and I recommend that you can actually go and copy this format, so you can just memorize this format and use this in your assessment. So while both explore the concept of my thing focuses on selling or doing something, on action to a, so my thing focuses on an action, while the text focuses on, inherently focuses on providing insight into a fascinating experience to educate the audience. But we can get rid of all that and just write like that. So this is sort of a good sample paragraph here for you to write for your introduction. Then we have obviously the end part of the introduction. This essay will develop the contrast between my blah 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 and with the article, and then I do the example. One good sort of little key point to remember here as well is when you're saying, so this essay will develop the contrast between my advertisements, and then you want to list what points are going to be in your peel paragraphs. So one of my peel paragraphs is on figurative language, although yesterday I said not to do figurative language. This is sort of an overall, and then because I incorporate metaphors and all that sort of stuff as figurative language here. And then short, snappy structure with the article's chronological report, and chronological order is obviously one of the paragraphs for my body paragraph. I'm going to put this up here between my staff's techniques with the article's techniques. And there we go. So now this contrasts differently though with the next question. So this is question 1B. Just get that up. This one is question 2. So throughout the extract, the author utilizes an array of linguistic devices then you list all of the linguistic devices here to allow the reader to appreciate something, your point. So appreciate, and this is the link point / conclusional point here. Through these techniques, it's clear that the author deliberately portrays and then you want to sort of expand on the link point here. So you want to go expansion on the link point, showcase 3 different portrayals for 3 different Peel paragraphs. And this should be a capital L as well, for 3/4 different paragraphs. Okay. As done here, so if I go back onto this sort of question here, if we go like here, I don't think that was barely visible the entire time, but there, here, we got this one, and if we go back to question 2 here, if I just copy this out, the body paragraphs, I can then show you guys sort of what's happening here with the body paragraphs. So, what's happening here? So, first of all, we had on one of our linguistic devices listed in the introduction was juxtaposition. So, what we want to do is immediately start our first paragraph. So, if we have our paragraph 1, what we want to do is we immediately want to start off with the first thing we listed. So, author employs blah, blah, blah throughout the extract to highlight, and then we go bold italic, link point 1 plus point for paragraph. Now this might be slightly complicated to understand a little bit. So what I mean by this, so if we use the example of this question 2 that I've been doing, so the author employs juxtaposition, right? Which was in the original paragraph, the original introduction, and utilizes throughout the extract, highlight stark contrast between. Okay, so what we're highlighting here is the stark contrast between, then this is our link point 1, so that is the idyllic setting, and we actually had this in the introduction before, plus our body paragraph's point, so that's something that's unique to this body paragraph, which is the inner turmoil. I think this was the right way around as well. Let me just make sure this is the right way around. Just get here. Actually, it's the other way around for me. Yeah, just making sure. Okay, so it's the other way around. So, contrast between inner turmoil, idyllic setting. So the idyllic setting is the body paragraph's point, and the inner turmoil is the sort of the main point that we mentioned in the introduction. And thanks, I'm good, Camper Mobile. Welcome to the stream. Just studying for the exam tomorrow, making sure that we know everything, the formats of the questions and that sort of thing. Because if we sort of format our questions into like this way, then we can sort of just copy and paste these into the exam basically, if we memorize them. So, inner turmoil, idyllic setting. Thanks for the heart. Much appreciated. So, then we want to do an embedded quote. So, an embedded quote is basically a quote that doesn't end with a full stop or a period, depending on where you're from. So, the embedded quote is directly put into the sentence along with the points. So, we go embedded quotation, and then we end with a full stop immediately after. So, we go here, for example, the utilization of an understatement, the utilization, of our technique. So, technique, paired with second technique. So I recommend always bringing in a second technique because it allows for more sort of analysis. You can incorporate much more into your paragraph if you list 2 techniques, one that's not in the point and then one that's sort of added on into the analysis beginning or the explanation depending on if you're doing a PAEL or a PEEL. And obviously, if you don't know what those are, PEL equals point, evidence, explanation, link, and PAEL equals point, analysis, explanation, link. Okay, just key points to remember there. We're doing a paragraph 1, which is a PEL. So we got our second technique, and then we have to show what the author is trying to highlight to us. Importance of choice, for example. Importance of choice of language, plus along with what's trying to highlight with us in the importance of choice of language, we also want to sort of showcase how the audience is impacted. And this can be broken down into 3 sentences, 3 or 4 sentences. It depends on how much you want to write, really. Don't know why that keeps going into a fraction, but there we go. 3 or 4 sentences that can be broken down into. So once we have, this is like our, almost our analysis, an explanation here, or analysis. And this one here is our, this here is our evidence. This one here is our point. There, and we will actually get this point here. Point, evidence, explanation, analysis. Then we also have our link at the end. However, and this is for whoever wants to sort of be advanced with their sort of paragraph format. And what I found as well, based on past markers and examiners, is that you can actually do what's known as this, a PEEAEL. You've also got the English language tomorrow, it's the same. So I'm just getting it configured here for me to remember sort of the formats. Or if you have another exam, just let me know as well. And welcome to the stream, Zoya. Much appreciate you tuning in. So this is called a PEAEL, is a point, evidence, explanation, analysis, evidence, link. And now this is different than the other two. And the reason it's different is because this one's sort of an advanced paragraph format, and that's what you use sort of at university grade sort of paragraphing here. So what I do for this technique is I go the explanation and analysis, then I go for a second analysis. And for the second analysis, I only use embedded phrases as quotes. And what this shows is it shows that we can actually break up the question, the text, much more sort of concisely and much more better than what we would be able to do with just one long, sort of thick evidence as shown in the embedded quote up here. So we're actually breaking this up further. And we only use the embedded phrases and quotes are from the embedded evidence plus supporting evidence unmentioned prior. Okay, and what this does is it sort of helps us link together multiple parts of the different text. And something else which I find that's helpful is if you actually use supporting evidence that's in a previous paragraph. And what that does is it sort of can link your paragraphs together much more efficiently, and it can make your whole piece more cohesive. So we got our analysis here, and what I recommend for doing for that is this. Here, let's copy this. So here's my, it's like another point almost. We can even add here, if I go like this, people, there's the sort of memorization for that, people, just remember people. So here's our next point almost, it's like another second point inside of your thing. And then we got a second embedded quote. So this is the evidence almost / analysis. This can be either way around. And then we got our further explanation here. We like to use furthermore as well to sort of continue on your explanation, make sure that it's more cohesive than what it is regularly. With the link as well, it's pretty simple, the link. All it is just this line at the bottom here. This is the link. Therefore, this helps the extract convey herself or whoever you're talking about. This is just the point up here. If I go up here, link point, conclusion point. So all we're doing is when we get to the link and you're thinking, oh, I'm kind of stuck on the link, what do I do here? I just go up to my introduction, which I've written in this format. I go to my link points that I've listed, the 3 that I've listed, and I go and copy one of them and I just put it straight down here. And that's the end of the paragraph. We got one whole paragraph right here. So this is Peel 1. And then obviously you do that a couple more times to get your full marks. I've done this in total. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 body paragraphs. This one's shorter, so it's not really that great. So 6 long body paragraphs and 1 like short body paragraph because I was running out of time in the actual assessment. And then for the conclusion now, if I go to the conclusion, bottom here, copy that. Okay, conclusion. So all the conclusion is you have to sort of start with this. Start with this. The author employs a variety of literary devices to highlight your conclusion points from the introduction. Okay, that's one line. Through the use of, then you list your use of body paragraph techniques, primary techniques. The author highlights the significant challenges facing Ismail as she was growing up, or whoever you're talking about, so we can just get rid of all of this as well. And what I've actually done here, again, this is sort of another advanced technique here, is breaking up the conclusion into different segments. So the body paragraph primary techniques, the author is highlighting as significant challenges for 1, body conclusion / link. And then we go list some more. Second link / third link. There we go. So that's how you really want to sort of structure a conclusion here. It's pretty simple. If you think about it in the end, it's just sort of formatting your stuff. Just imagine it like a circuit or something. You've got your circuit, or there might be a better sort of analogy for this, but say you've got your circuit and you need to plug you've got an electronic device that you need to plug in. Just think that your device is these sort of gaps here, and you're plugging your device into the gaps, and your device is the information, obviously. So just plug in the information to the different sort of segments, and there you should have it. Also, if anyone wants this example paper, one that's been completed fully, just let me know in the chat, and I'll provide the link to you in the chat, okay? This is a full completed paper 1 with question 2, question 1B done, and question 1A, and this sort of can help you structure your paper 1s as well. This is probably my best paper 1 I've done as well. So yeah, I do recommend if you want this, just let me know. And I can also give you this sort of formatting as well. So the next thing we're actually going to go on is back onto here. back onto this. And I'm just going to be practice writing some leaflets and that sort of stuff here on my book I have. Just get this up, make sure it's good. I'll go and actually, I don't think we need this. Go to maybe, yeah, you guys have just seen that text from like the other day on the football screen, but if I go here, my face is gone for a second, but that's okay. One sec, guys. Okay, there we are, we are back. And I don't know why there's two of me on the screen, but okay, there we go, we're back. Also get rid of that as well. And I think if I do like this, yeah, like that, and I go like, maybe if I go, $450 might be better. $455, no, $460. Okay, I think that's good. And then we'll just make the text smaller so then we can actually see you guys' messages instead of like seeing just that awfulness. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to be filling out the how to write a leaflet just on here on my book. If anyone's joining, comment if you want the example paper that I just gave before. If you skip back, you'll see that I was working on a example paper. So if you want the answers, this is a fully marked paper by a assessor that I've done before, and it got full marks. It got 99 out of 100. The only thing I got wrong was I used misspelt one word in the assessment. So don't know, the assessors really didn't like me for not giving me 100 for that. But yeah, if you want that, just comment in the chat, or if you want to say hi, just comment as well. I'm going to be practicing my leaflet skills. Leaflets. As well. You know what? I can get the, if I go here, go in here. I swear I've got like a, okay, history. Yeah. Yeah, I think this one's good. I know if that's kind of loud for you guys or anything. That one's just one like song though. Just gonna put some study music on for you guys. Yeah, let me get. Yeah, I think I got, yeah, this one. Okay. So yeah, that sounds. Let me know if you can hear it, guys, by the way. I'll just turn my air conditioning on as well because it's getting really hot in my room. So, leaflet skills. And also, guys, we're almost at 4.6k, so I'd appreciate you guys if you subscribe to help me reach the goal. That'd be pretty cool once we get there. And I'll just hear if this sounds good. Thanks for the message, MSM Mogul. Much appreciated. first leaflet done. As you can see, it's not that big, just around like 100, 150 words right there. I've used sort of the information such as we got the intro, got obviously the headline, the body paragraph, and it's followed by this is the body paragraph introduction combined. This one here is a bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, and then here we have the contact details along with a call to action, which is de-stress now. So yeah, that's sort of the format for a leaflet. I'll be doing the advert now, constructing my own. Yeah, I'll do a speech after, no problem. Just let me fix this. This looks really ugly. There we go. Go like. Still new to this, guys, so I got obviously some hiccups along here, but we're actually doing good now. Getting quite a few support. That's good. Thanks, MSM Mogul. I'll just check on my mobile to make sure it's good. See everyone else. Yeah, that's good. Okay. If you guys have any questions as well, just make sure to type in the chat, or if you just want to say hi. Okay, the advert's done here. There we go. Advert. And I'll just explain it quickly. So what we have is we have the, if I center this, oops, there we go, just get this nice and centered. We have the heading, and this heading here, it says discover the untamed wonders of Patagonia, because I did the advert on Patagonia. So there's the heading, introduction right there. Then we have a the body text sort of it's like descriptive, but we actually started with imagine and then a colon, because this is sort of getting the reader in the mood. It's setting the stage for what we're going to explain next. Then down here we got a conclusion saying the spaces are limited, and we're also offering a complimentary travel jacket, which is something that you might want to consider doing in an advert. Offer something free, and then say, I said here it's worth £150. It's not actually, it can be anything you want. It can be £1,000 worth, for example. Then at the bottom here, we have, if I sort of zoom this in, this little call to action, don't just dream, just live it. And then at the bottom, call us or visit our website, that sort of thing. So we want to sort of ensure that we have the call to action and then the little contact details at the bottom, because that sort of wraps up the advert, enables you to sort of capture the reader or the examiner, whoever's reading this, and it enables, in the end, to sort of conclude your piece. You don't really have to sort of write a conclusion, much more so. So yeah, we're going to next write, so we've written the leaflet, the advert, and now we're going to do the speech. So do speech. Then I'll share that with you guys. Once I've done all these, by the way, I'll put them in a big document. If you want the document with how the format for each of these, just comment in the chat, let me know if you want the document. And if you want the format for question 2 and question 1b, again, comment in chat, and I'll provide those to you guys. No problem, Emerson Mogi. I'll give you the speech after. Sorry, I just realized I was muted for a second there. page 1 of the speech done. Still doing page 2, which is just the call to action and conclusion. Yeah, so the speech isn't as long as the other sort of parts of question 1A. However, I do recommend to sort of put more time into the speech because it's the thing with the speech is you can't really do techniques like the advertisement and the leaflet, so it's a little bit harder to get max marks and that sort of thing. So yeah, just my recommendation. I think that's the speech done. There we go. This is what it looks like. So that's the end of it, and the other side is the side, obviously. So we got all the information. We got the header, which we can actually read out. We can also say where we're going to read this speech up here. So maybe in italics at the top, you can have a little note to the examiner saying this is meant to be read in the town hall in the amphitheater of a national amphitheater or something like that. Introduction to the speech, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and then body paragraph 3 on the back. I recommend each body paragraph have sort of a purpose. So for me, body paragraph 1 is introducing the problem. Body paragraph 2 is sort of a metaphor, and body paragraph 3 is the sort of call to action slash example sort of thing. And then the closing here is the conclusion. You can also add another example paragraph. I recommend doing some personal anecdotes because they really help out in speeches, especially if you look at any of the good speeches, they always have personal anecdotes on them. So that is the speech done, and I know Emerson Mogu, you wanted the speech, so I'll be sending that to you, no problem. I know you're in the Discord as well, so I'll send you that on the Discord. Okay, so now next we'll go on to the next sort of one. I think I covered everything mainly. Let's just see if I've missed anything. I think I got everything. Speech, advert, leaflet, travel log. I guess we can do that. I think there might be one other type, if I remember correctly. Let me just get this up. Although maybe I wrote in my book, actually. Yeah, I think I wrote it in the book, which is good. Yeah, so we got letter, review. Review is good. Review, letter, diary, journal entry, and yeah. Okay, so I think we'll do a review first. It's our first one here. Review, we don't need that open anymore as well. Okay, so write the review. I think I'll just do it on like a property-based thing or something or other, something funny. Something, a little bit of humor in it. Also, while I'm reading on screen is my notes for how to sort of structure the review, just so I know exactly what I need to do for the exam. Then when I'm writing this down, I can have a reread of sort of what I've written here. So yeah, I'm going to do some things. Yeah, okay. Maybe if I do this, actually, just do this. Yeah, it should be a little bit quieter. Had some like feedback coming from the mic, so I think this little thing here helps out with the mic quite a lot. Okay, back onto the review. Okay, that's the review done. 1 point a bit pages. I think that's a good amount for the review as well. It sort of enables enough descriptive information while also retaining sort of the size of 200 words. So tired from doing this, my guys. Put this up here. Just gonna BRB, okay? So I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds. Just BRB. We are back. Just need to get this. Okay. And get rid of that stupid text screen. Okay. Just making sure everything's good. We're actually going to direct this stream over to another stream because I want to sort of take a break from this because I've been doing this now for quite a while, like 2 hours basically. and I'm pretty confident on this exam topic, so it's not going to be that bad if we sort of deflect the stream over now. What we're going to be doing actually is I'm going to be raking my yard up because it's got lots of leaves outside. There was like kind of a like stormy weather last night and the night before, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Yeah, I'm just going to set that up right now, to be honest, because then I can deflect this over, or you know what, I'll just start a new stream, to be honest, at like in 5 minutes. So yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. If you're watching this in the future, hopefully all this information helped you as well. And yeah, if you want the information from me, past, present, depending on where you are, Discord server, join it. It's in the description of every live stream, every video. And yeah, you can private message me and get this information. So thanks guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in like 5 minutes or in the future. See you guys on another